Green Tourism business scheme is more to do with a grading and advisory approach. So it's not just about, are you doing something or aren't you doing something? It's actually, well, did you realise you could do this in a slightly different way, which might help save you money? Or have you thought about doing it in a slightly different way in order to engage with your guests? Yes, it's great you're doing your recycling, it's great you're doing it, but there are other opportunities, there are other ways of doing things. Here are some examples, here's a template you could use. So it's very much an advisory, it's a journey for businesses. And that's why we have bronze, silver and gold, because some people start very tiny steps, they want to get on board, they want to find out what the whole thing is, what the benefits are for themselves, they want to take the advice of our assessors on site, and they achieve a bronze, that's great, and then they sort of build up with their action plan, which they get as a result of their grading visit, and they can move on to silver and gold. Some people choose to work at it very hard without our advice and come into high level silver and gold, but it's very much a journey for businesses. The kind of benefits that businesses get can differ depending on the type of business and what they do with it. All businesses will save some money, definitely. Those that are just starting out on their journey will probably save up to 20% or even more during their first year of membership. The Ramada Jarvis group, when they joined 40 plus hotels, we identified for them £1 million worth of savings on their utility bills in the first year. They've now, over the last 3 or 4 years, implemented many of those, so they're now benefiting from the savings. So cost savings is a big part of it, but it's not the only thing. A lot of it's to do with recognition, so a lot of people like to feel that a third party has come in and assess them and check that they really are doing these green things, so it's a transparency thing, so they can put it on their website and say they've been audited by a third party. A lot of businesses find it helps with staff morale, staff motivation, staff retention even staff recruitment. We've just set up a new initiative with a company called Solid Staff, which is, as far as we're aware, the first ethical recruitment company. And so as part of the process, they will actually be advertising people who've got green tourism qualifications or experience in their previous job to be able to sell it on to their new employer, which will obviously save the employer money because this person will be trained on how to be energy efficient and reduce waste, but also will save the new employer training time because that person will already know what green tourism is all about. Just another added benefit is the fact that then sort of ripple effect, if you think, is actually it helps with attracting more business to the company that's got the GTS member, because not only leisure people on holiday, people who are travelling around the country because of relaxation time looking for green options, but actually the corporate market, and this is definitely a very big market at the moment, or has growing market if you like, is that most big businesses have a very strong corporate responsibility commitments within them. Now they are looking to green their supply chain, which means they're looking for accommodation, event venues and things like that to use that have got some kind of green ethos. And in fact, they now want businesses who've got a third-party accredited green label. And with 2,500 businesses, over 800 hotels, we are really the only scheme that has this kind of option for people to choose. The way that we've worked with certificate or grading with green tourism over the last 14 years has been very much about grading an individual business and giving that business advice. Obviously, we're trying to encourage them to work with the local community and to work with other businesses in their area, but our approach has been very much you're a sort of standalone site. What we really think that the development and the future for tourism in this country probably is much more destination working, actually working with your neighbours to build networks so that when your guest comes to stay with you, you're a green graded hotel, but actually you send them off on a green walking tour, you serve up local food for their evening meal, you encourage them to go and visit the local craft shop, and in fact all of those places they go and visit are also green minded, so the craft shop is being energy efficient. They also have a Green Business Award. This is something that we're looking very much to green the supply chain within a destination, and I think that's something that really for the future of tourism in this country really is about destinations taking responsibility themselves to deliver a greener option and a greener experience for visitors, and therefore building these networks within a destination is important, and we want to be part of helping to build those networks and facilitating them and encouraging businesses to talk to each other. The way that we think that a destination could benefit from being involved with green and being involved especially with green tourism is that actually there's opportunities to obviously within the destination reduce the environmental impact of the businesses and of their guests, actually attracting more guests to come, but better quality guests, if I can say that. So guests that come that have a conscience, that don't litter, that want to use the local transport, and also to be able to market themselves as a green destination, as somewhere that someone could come and really experience a low impact holiday by staying in green places, visiting green attractions, and really finding out, discovering the destination and going away with sort of an enhanced experience of it. What we think the benefits to the people who live and work and the businesses that operate within a destination by going down the green route or being involved with green tourism is actually that you start to create a virtuous circle within that destination. So you're actually people working together, promoting each other, supporting each other, advising each other, learning off each other, and actually encouraging their guests to stay within that destination, so that the money that the guests are spending, the visitors are spending, stay within the destination. There isn't leakage outside of that, going to other areas or outside the country even. And actually the benefit is that the destination will succeed and be a more holistic place to be. There should be better social aspects with people. There'll be probably an improvement in terms of living quality of life, better facilities for visitors, for guests, and also for the local residents. So I think it's a win-win situation. The way that we approach helping businesses and hopefully in the future destinations is about advice, it's about support, it's about helping people green their business or green their destination, and yes, there is a grading at the end of it, something to aim for, a framework to help them. The future of that, I think, really is that there's a lot of parts of the world, lots of parts of this country that probably don't have the skills or the knowledge or the experience to know how, what the next steps are. We're working with a couple of destinations in Scotland that really are doing fantastic green things, but they just don't know where to go next. They don't know what structure to work to, how to engage with businesses. And I think that the future for us is really helping to facilitate a framework, a structure for the destinations can step by step address the green issues. I think the future for destinations going forward in terms of green tourism and the grading and advisory side of things is that our model works very well for destinations in this country. I think there's opportunities to take the experience and the knowledge, the case studies, the lessons that we've learned over the years, and use that as a model in other parts. In fact, that's actually what we've been doing in New Zealand and in Canada and Sweden, that actually we can take the ethos, the structure and the experience of what we've learnt in this country and help that other destinations around the world to actually implement that. One of the things that really make me happy and excited is when I meet businesses who have started down their green journey. They may already have a green tourism grading, they may just be starting the journey. When they talk about measures they've put in place and the impact it's had on themselves or on their staff or on their guests, they're really animated. They have like an aura about them. They're so proud that they've managed to, what they've achieved. And often it's actually also reflects back in the fact they've saved money, so they feel good about that. Their profit margins are up. Maybe they've had some really good bookings through their green credentials, and they're feeling very good about that. But it's more to the fact that actually, I don't know how to explain it. It's when someone gets it. You can talk to somebody about green, and you can see eyes glaze over, and it's all a bit kind of, well, I don't know what that's about. It's about recycling, isn't it? And it's much more than that. It's really about taking ownership of your business and looking at it, doing things in the right way. You can use all green, responsible, eco-tourism, whatever, but it's doing the right thing. And in actual fact, when these businesses doing the right thing and they get it, they start seeing other right things to do, and it just develops into something that becomes part of their business, but their business is much better because of it. And that is such it's such an exciting thing for me to hear, because it's like, wow, they're really making it. Businesses are really making a difference, and they understand why they're doing it, and that's why we wanted green tourism to be successful, because we really want to make a difference, but in a way that people can engage with. We didn't want it to be worthy. We didn't want it to be lots of tick lists and things like that. We wanted it to be a proper grassroots thing that businesses can understand what they can implement and make a difference, and actually enjoy it and feel that they're really proud about what they've achieved.
And when we've done what we have done, where do you go from there?
The hotels is a key market.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's the only.
It's important to do it, but you have to also recognise that a consumer, if they're trying to buy into the kind of green concept, green lifestyle, they don't see it in a hotel.
No.
They only really see it when they stay in a smaller place.
That's right.
So in actual fact, the values of what sustainable tourism, green tourism really stands for is actually through the smaller businesses.
They pick up the room folder and there are the pigs on the front, and
exactly.
the honeybees and all the rest of it. And it's like, let me show you around the garden. We've planted these here because the bees are just over the wall. The pigs are up here, and this is the view of the sea, and it brings it all really close to home.
They're really keen to see things keep moving forward quickly, but it's like little drops in a puddle, and the ripples move out, and the networking and the connection and how it all moves forward, and that's really what's driving the growth of green tourism now, is that whole kind of network, and today's been a great day to have a networking event, the first that we've really had in Scotland since, well, golly, probably 10 years. And we've really missed that, so it's been really important to have today to celebrate the best achievers, but also to get that enthusiasm and energy across the whole of the UK that businesses are working positively towards making a real difference. And it's incredible when I read about what they've done, what the different businesses have done. It's fabulous. Not only the bronzes, the silvers and golds, and the bronzes, they don't have to do a lot of work, but they're willing to try, and by willing to try, they're moving forward, and that builds that enthusiasm that's then resulted in these businesses. I mean, we have a business today, the Lancaster Hotel. When we first visited them back in 2007 in London as part of the LDA work, they got a bronze award, but they didn't just think, okay, that's a bronze, oh well, we'll keep it in the drawer, we'll not really make much of it. They built on it, worked with their teams, really developed things, and now they've got a Gold Star Award. They've got the best gold award in the hotel sector in Britain this year. And what do you see as being some of the most important highlights of the year?
Important highlights of this year in particular, I suppose, is managing to get to this point here where we've got over 50 businesses, all of which are really exceeding and implementing things way beyond even what a good business is. These are really the creme de la creme. But I think also what I see as being a real achievement this year is really consolidation of where we're at as being really the leading label for the UK, that we have maintained and grown membership, yes, maybe slowly over the last few years because of the economic situation, but we've not gone backwards. We're now being approached by the mainstream hotel chains, by green suppliers who see us as having a significant impact on their market, on the environment, and I think really for us being seen as the label, the certification, and really making a difference. The businesses that we get engaged with aren't just doing a towel agreement and a few lounge light bulbs. They're actually, throughout everything they're doing, the local sourcing, the community work, the networking side of it is crucial. I think that's where we've really, over the last year, seen green tourism go from being, yes, something a bit on the periphery to actually being the label for the UK.
We finally, 15 years on, become, let's say, the benchmark for the UK for sustainable tourism.